Okay, we're looking at our cardiac cycle. The other video ended with the passive ventricular filling. Passive ventricular filling was occurring because the pressure in the ventricles was low. This is a part of diastole. The pressure in the ventricles was low, and blood was moving from the atria to the ventricles. The next step is the atria actually are going to contract. So the atria contract. When the atria contract, it increases the pressure in the atria, and it pushes blood into the ventricles. This is called active ventricular filling. And the valve would look something like, it looks the same as what it did in the other video, because it's just as open as what it was then. So the valves are open. The AV valves are open, allowing blood to go from the atria to the ventricles. Okay, I want to make the comment that passive ventricular filling. In passive ventricular filling, you have 70 to 80% of the blood going into the ventricle. In active ventricular filling, it's going to push the rest of it in. So it's going to be about 20 to 30% of the blood entering the ventricle during active ventricular filling. So let's remember that in your conduction system. Remember that AV node, the SA node. Let's remember the SA node. Let's say that it doesn't contract. If the SA node doesn't contract, that means that the ventricles are the only thing contracting, right? The atria are not going to contract. When the atria are not going to contract, that means the ventricles are only going to contract. So how much blood is actually pumped out of the heart compared to the normal amount if the atria don't contract? It's going to be 70 to 80% of the blood. 70 to 80% of the blood is actually going to be pumped out of the heart if the atria don't work. So, and that's responsible for passive ventricular filling. If the atria don't function, or if the SA node doesn't function and the atria don't contract, then that means that you skip the period of active ventricular filling. And that means that the next period is going to start with systole. And systole is going to, once again, be ventricles begin to contract. And it starts over from the video that we ran out of time on.